Grand Rising, guys. Happy Money Making Monday. Welcome, Quintaria. Welcome
Hey,
back.
I'm back here trying to get our whole life together, but I think I did it. I
Yes,
think I did it.
absolutely.
Well, welcome, everyone. We haven't been like live in a minute, so I'm super excited to be live this morning. But welcome back to Money Making Mondays, where Mercedes and I, we turn conversations into coins, baby. We
Hey,
are so dedicated to having a community that helps you uh, focus on strategies that build success.
yes.
For those of you all who are new to this community, and for those who aren't, let me introduce myself. I am Quintaria Brunson, your trusted financial strategist, author, creative of transformative financial tools, books, programs, you name it. My mission is to help my community master money, build legacy, and secure financial freedom. That with heck, look, I'm stumbling because we live, but essentially at the end of the day, my goal and my desire is to make sure that our future generations are financially free and not financially frustrated, and we're able to live the legacy that we desire, as well as leave the legacy that we desire. And I have an awesome partner here. I'm going to let her introduce herself before we dig into our topic for today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That's such a great legacy, and I'm happy to be partnered up with you. Guys, welcome again. If you are new, my name is Mercedes Coates. I am the CEO and founder of Coatesway Financial. We're actually a full scale financial services company where we focus on families and business owners. We show you guys how to protect your income and your assets. We show you how to create tax free cash flow and also how to have guarantees during retirement. So happy to be here and to help you take back that control in your life. As we know, the economy is changing, how we do business is changing. So we need to learn how to pivot and learn how to basically reallocate and utilize financial tools to help us get there. Okay.
Most definitely. Most definitely. It is about actionable strategies.
Mhm.
I love what we do. And today we're live because we want to really talk about, sometimes you just got to shift what you're doing to address what's happening in the moment.
Yeah.
And we always start with a quote, and I'm going to do it a little different because we're talking about the devastating fires and all of that. I'm going to start with a quick little prayer this morning. And we just want to ask God for his guidance, strength, and the consideration for those affected by the fires in California, along with anyone facing tragedy around the world. Wrap them in your comfort and your provision. Inspire us as we prepare our families, for those of us who are not in immediate tragedy, and so that we can support each other as a community.
Absolutely.
And then I got just a little something that was on my mind to remind people that emergencies don't wait and for you to get ready. You have got to be
Yeah.
prepared today so that you can pivot and be resilient when if you find yourself in the face of an emergency, in the face of a tragedy. So I'm really excited to get in today. I know on my Instagram, that was my post this morning, like, who has $1,000 or more, just $1,000 saved up for emergency. And I really want to get into it because I love that Money Making Mondays gives actionable strategies. And I think that is what we need to do today. While our hearts and minds are with, we're seeing what's happening in real time. We definitely need to support if as we can. But like, sometimes the best lessons are the things that you see other people go through and you adjust
Yeah.
accordingly.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So let's just dive in. We want to start talking about, some of the things that we can do to get prepared. for emergencies, and how to have access to funds, or even materials if you need it, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things that I like to share this example. One of the things that I have done in my past, is I've changed my reallocation. So like, let's say you're working for a job, right, and you're a W-2 worker. One of the ways that you can prepare for emergency is maybe take a portion of your check and have that percentage go to a separate account that's not your regular spending account. That's one way to make sure that, let's say you take 20% and you put that over to the side, so that you're building up your emergency fund where you can have three, four, $5,000 extra in the event you need it. So that's just one strategy that
Mm-hmm.
worked for me. Sometimes that out of sight, out of mind can be really helpful when it just goes directly over there and you don't have a bank card for that
Yeah,
account
that's
too.
what I was about to say. There was a time, and even some, I'm much better now, but I really I could do the action of saving, like putting money
Mhm.
into the savings account, but I would use it for um, urgencies and not emergencies, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
having your emergency fund and getting to a place where your emergency fund, you truly don't have to pinch on it, or like you said, it's in a place that is safe and protected. Like, I think that's a great suggestion.
Mhm.
As a strategist, y'all know I'm always going to start with your mindset and setting clear expectations. How much do you what is your goal? Is it $500? Because sometimes you got to start where you can start. If that's
Mhm.
all you can put aside, that you won't bother, that you want, at least you can rest assured that I've got those coins if all hell breaks loose. you
Mhm.
know and so setting a goal is important. But I will say, because like, this is a hot topic now. Things are going on, and people, like we've talked about in so many other episodes recently, times are tight for many people. I will say, if you do not have an emergency fund and you want to start one immediately, look around and see what you have that you can sell. you know
Mhm.
Declutter your home. Get rid of items that you no longer need. Facebook Marketplace, eBay,
Yep.
Poshmark, to name a few. Those are places that you can quickly ignite an emergency fund.
Yep.
And the proceeds that you get from those sales, put it someplace, because that extra TV you had, if you make
Mhm.
$150 off of it, $200 or whatever, you didn't have that before. So
Yeah.
in a reallocation type mindset, put that in a place where you can have funds if something if something were to happen. And that's a whole nother money making Monday topic. But we have so much anyway. Our
Mhm.
culture is so consumerish that
Yes.
we have so many things anyway. So that would be to me, a brilliant suggestion, on because to save up and all of that, which you should. But when you're thinking emergency and you don't have an emergency fund, and you see families out in California, whole houses being burned to the ground,
Yeah.
and all they got is a cell phone and they car keys, like that kind of puts people in a mindset, like it'll take me 2 years to save 20 years, or whatever. But that is something that you can do now to put yourself, your family, and even your community in position to where you will have some type of exit strategy, some resources to carry you through in case you find yourself in an emergency.
Yeah, yeah. Those are all good points. I've been at a point in my life where I needed that. I needed to sell some stuff, make
Mm-hmm.
it happen.
Ditto, ditto.
It's a real topic. So I like that you shared those pointers. Trying to think about anything else that we can do. For me, I've always been a big fan of insurance, and I talk about this a lot, but I utilize my life insurance also as my emergency fund.
Yeah.
It's a great place that has accessibility. I think that's the key, because you can put your money in different places, right? But can you access it without diminishing your wealth?
Come on
So
now.
For
And
me,
I speak to that
mhm,
because as a strategist, my four pillars
mhm,
are scaling businesses to make them profitable and impactful, having life insurance, asset protection, and lifetime income, real estate, and a mindset and a seat at the table. I
yeah,
love real estate and what it does, but one thing that I think many people in our community and people who are seeking to build wealth, they the real estate is their first option, or what they or their number one aspiration. But real estate is definitely should be a pillar of our financial portfolio, right? In your assets, you should include real estate, but real estate is hard to pull cash out of. that
yeah,
that is
what
that
it is. Mhm,
and we do have to consider, where we talked about this not too long ago on Money Making Mondays,
mhm,
liquid,
yep,
illiquid, that like you have to consider in your assets, in your portfolio,
yeah,
what can you get to if you have an emergency. And in an emergency, if all your money is locked into real estate, most of your assets are locked into real estate, you will find yourself in a very tough place, or you could possibly be in a
yeah,
very tough place, because as we see even now with the stories that I'm hearing out of California, and some of the safety nets that people had that is backing out and pulling out on them in their time of need. You don't want to be in that position, or at least I don't. I am, like, I'm really like, what that little tin cookie can that grandma had, that she kept a couple dollars in the backyard.
yeah. You can still
like
keep some money
hey,
in the
I'm going
house,
back to them old remedies.
You can still keep money in the house, y'all. I mean, listen, for the
Hey,
most part, it's okay to still have some money under the mattress, even
something.
though inflation is happening. But if you need that money right now, then it's a different story, right?
Yeah. And I'm
Um,
not saying all, and see, this is why
yeah,
actionable strategies matter. And I'm
exactly.
sure you're not alluding to every dime you got, put it under the
No, no,
mattress. But if you need, if like, and I don't want this to be a doom and gloom type, but I think that we need to really let people see the severity and the seriousness of what's happening around the globe, what's
yeah,
happening in our very nation. 2025 popped off.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it popped off. So if you find yourself in a critical situation, you want to have gas money, cash to get a hotel if
yeah.
you need to, like, to be able to get
Fresh
water, or
clothes to take
yeah,
a shower, things like one of the things that I saw also, which I thought was pretty cool. Planet Fitness, places like Planet Fitness, like these gyms, they're allowing you to come in and use the showers and things like that. So even if you have like a membership,
come on
having
now.
a membership to a gym means you got access to running water, to keep it
Mm-hmm.
clean and things like that. So we just thinking about just practical things you can do to prepare yourself in case of emergency. Here's what I'm going to say, one more thing. Remember we had that cold, I think it was last year. It was either last year or the year before, but we had a 9-degree day where the temperatures had dropped really, really bad. Now I'm telling you why I'm telling this story.
Tell us why you
Because
telling it.
in where I live, in the area where I live, a dump truck hit the power line. And it just so happened that that one cold day that we had in the whole year of, I believe it was 2024 or 2023, we had no electric.
Wow.
We had no electric. So you know what we had to do, because my wonderful husband, who is a former Marine, he had jumped into action. As
There
soon
you go.
as
A
the,
10 hut.
as soon as we knew the electricity was out, one of the things he did is went right over to Walmart, got a -10 degree sleeping bags for us, just in case the electric didn't come back on.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, we was snug as a bug in the rug. We
Yeah.
was snug as a bug in the rug in those things. We
Yeah.
had soup, and our electric was out all night into the morning. So just again, emergencies, having a plan, knowing what you're gonna do. It was crazy,
Yes.
but we made
And
it, and the Most
even
High
with
blessed us.
that, we're talking about emergency funds, and you and I have talked offline about it, but you need emergency kits.
Yeah,
Even I have three daughters, they're all in their 20s. Like, I encourage them, even though I don't always do so great myself, but make sure you have a blanket, make sure you have jumper cables. We need to have emergency preparedness
yeah,
on multiple levels. Definitely an emergency fund, the a cash, like, or access to cash. But even if you have the money, like you said, if you need all of these other things and all I got is $1,000 in hand, like, we need to have mindsets where we are being strategic, and strategy includes considering emergency preparedness. And
yeah,
again, not doom and gloom and all of that, but just what a reasonable, prudent person would have in place. And I'm telling my age now, I'm older than Mercedes. But when I was a kid, honey, we used to have to do tornado drills, bomb drills. That,
yep.
like, they had us doing all these things. And
Preparedness.
thank you, like, they had, and I was a school administrator. That was my last job before becoming an entrepreneur. But we would do emergency preparedness at that school all the time, all the time. And during that time, sadly, is when active shooter drills came into place.
Yeah.
So if schools know that you need to do it, if the government, your cities and all of that, we
Mhm.
what I always say, you got to CEO that thing.
That's it.
We have
That's
to CEO our lives and our families. And and when my children were younger, even with my granddaughter not too long ago, we've done it maybe 3 or 4 times. But I'll say, oh, if it's a fire, what do you do? And she'll
Mhm.
crawl along the wall, and like, she think we having a ball, because not often is Gammy crawling around with her, right? But really and truly, is to in case of
Mhm.
emergency, because what you don't want is
Yeah.
when an emergency strikes, now you got to put your critical thinking on and all that. You
Yep.
got adrenaline pumping, fear, panic, it could be anything. So you want your brain to already have stored in your memory, in like a system, a plan, so it can almost automatically default to what you need to do. You don't want to be learning that in the midst of an emergency.
Yeah, exactly. Having a plan. I mean, just to kind of wrap it up, having that plan in place, and your family knowing the plan, I think is super important. Have that meetup spot. If something were to pop off, where we all gonna meet up at? So this way we
Yeah.
know exactly where we're going, right? So
Yeah.
this may not be the end all, right? But we wanted to give just a few strategies, some things you can think about to get prepared, financially, mentally, with a preparedness plan to help you guys
Yeah.
during the time of need, right?
And
Mhm.
I'll even give a quick action plan sample, right?
Okay.
Like, automate $10 to
Hmm.
transfer to a savings or some type of budget. And that would be like a short term, immediate something.
Yep.
Sell unused or unnecessary things that you have. And we are, like, that is an immediate option.
Until you get to
Read.
your goal. That's
Thank you.
all. Till you get there.
Yeah.
Just let it.
Reallocate, as Mercedes speaks to so much. That Starbucks every day, you don't need it. It's if you don't have $1,000 saved, baby girl, baby boy, we don't need. You can chill on the coffee until you get that milestone hit,
Yeah.
and just continue to think on a larger scale. If you don't have insurance in place, if you don't have lifetime income strategies, if you're looking to build larger emergency funds, setting aside like one particular credit card that is only for emergencies, you build towards those. But automate a $10 transfer. Look around and sell things that you are no longer using, that your kids are no longer using,
Mhm.
and reallocate. I think that's an immediate action plan, and you can start winning today.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. So guys, I hope you learned some things today. I hope that you don't wait, to get prepared. Let's start getting those things in order now. just in case something does happen, right? So having those conversations. Thank you so much, Quintaria, for your inputs. They were
Thank
amazing.
you for yours.
Thank
Yeah.
you. And guys, don't miss the next Money Making Monday. Or, of course, you can always hit our link, book a 15-minute consultation to learn how you can put a plan in place for yourself. We are not talking fire insurance, no pun intended. We're talking living benefits, life
Yeah.
insurance that can do so much more for you and for your family.
Yes. Well, thank you, Mercedes. You
Thank
all go and be great. Be safe out there. Again, our prayers, love,
you. Yeah.
and all of that is extended to any individual that is suffering tragedy anywhere around the world, and in particular for those of us in the United States, the circumstances that we see happening out in California. Y'all go and be great. And until next Monday, Mercedes and I will do the same.
Absolutely. Bye, guys.